I've held off from doing this video on Pool 2 teams because the LCS finals haven't actually taken place. Oh my god. And so we don't know who the LCS team is going to be. Also, like, Vietnam BCS hasn't finished, so we don't actually know if Saigon Buffalo are going to win it, but they're still representing. So I guess we'll start with PCS first, because the PCS is actually finished. We'll go with the spring season. We're not going to go into much depth, because I haven't watched every team play. Like, I didn't watch this Sem 9 team play that lost every single game. I didn't watch Hurricane Gaming play once, because they only beat Sem 9. Like, disgusting. It's actually disgusting that these two teams are even in the same league. Like, obviously they can do well. I actually don't know if they were that bad and whether they were just slightly worse than everyone else. It was just getting used to it. So I shouldn't really say it's disgusting. My bad. If anyone's a fan of them, you've gone through a rough time. Feels bad. So I'll just look at the league. So there's a lot of changes. So like, Bajaya Dragons are gone. HKA are gone. Boom, Liab and Machi are gone. Alpha rebranded. We now gain CBTC Flying Oyster, we gain Deep Cross Gaming, we gain Frank Esports and Meta Falcon Team. And, but it's sort of what you'd expect. PSG Talon, they won. But thinking about the teams, CBCC took a bunch of players that had almost won, but had never actually won. Like, I think if you go through each player, I'm not going to do it for everyone, but I think if you go through each player, you've got a second, you got a second, and a third, lots of thirds. Like, you got lots of players that have just missed out on ever winning PCS. So like, it's a pretty good team. J team were not expected to do too much apart from the fact that they had Uniboy. So yeah, we'll talk about I can only really talk about this point onwards from here. So round 3 onwards. J team, they looked alright in this game, but realistically, yeah. It was not convincing, even though it was a 3-1. They were carrying through Uniboy and Conway. No, that doesn't sound right. I'm gonna just call him Kong. I'm calling King Kong. Because I don't want to. No, we'll just call him their jungler. You know what? Let's not do any shortening. Let's call him their jungler. They carried through the jungler and through Uniboy. And then their jungler had a horrific game against PSG Talon, which is why PSG Talon beat them. But before we get to that point, we have to get to why PSG Talon lost to the Flying Oyster. It was embarrassing. It was awful. It was round 4. They won their opening game, and then they did not compete for 3 games straight. It was awful. Actually awful. They were outclassed, but it was like they didn't even fight for it. So it was sad. That was a sad experience. But yeah, they then come back because the jungler J team couldn't play. He just had a really bad game, a really bad series. Other bits of J team also faltered a bit, but PSG Talon did not play. They didn't play amazing. And then this series, it was so boring. It was so average and boring. It was like watching LCS. Yeah. It was like watching LCS. that's my praise for it. Anyway, so we'll move on. We'll go VCS. I didn't watch much VCS this split actually. Oh, Gam won in the end. Oh, well, that's sad, isn't it? Your best team's not even going to be there because they're at SEA Games. They're busy playing at this tournament because it's so much more important. Yeah. Good luck, Saigon Buffalo. Bet they still beat G2 if you play them because it's just what G2 do. For those that don't know what I'm referencing. Yeah, G2 won this, and yeah. Do you know what's even worse? Because of school and times and stuff, I only got to catch these 2 games pretty much. I got these 2 games, and the 2 games that G2 played against IG. Anyway, instead of my trauma, let's get back to this. I didn't watch any of this split, but I did catch this. And it was really weird going from this, where, like, you'll see, Cerberus won pretty comfortably, and they have a similar team now to what they had. They were very comfortable until this final, which was fairly close, but they still won it. Luxury Esports, like GAM, Cerberus versus Sky, Luxury Esports, okay? Basically, all of them have roughly the same roster. Burst Esports versus Sky, Luxury Esports. Cerberus. But GAM. Like, it's insane. GAM had this issue with Divkin style where they couldn't choose who to play. I presume they've sort of sorted that out. And Levi was underperforming. Maybe they sorted that out, and that's why they won. But yeah, that's all I can really say. I didn't watch much of this split. Oh, it's this team. It is actually very similar to the one that beat G2. Right? Froggy was... no, he wasn't. I thought Froggy was on that team. My bad. But anyway, yeah. Then we'll go LCS. Oh, LCS, my favourite region as a European fan. Immortals? Shit. TSM? Love the drama. CLG? Oh, Luger, man. Dude, Luger is so good. Poom. Luger, Poom, and... I already forgot that. Palafox. Luger, Poom, and Palafox could have made playoffs as like a 3. Like, you can make playoffs with those 3. The rest of them. Dignitas. They so outperformed what I was expecting. I haven't got it here, but I had a tier list of European and American teams. Dignitas were bottom in a tier of their own, even below Astralis. So the fact that they nearly made playoffs. Don't know if that's good for them or bad for America. Anyway, then we get to playoffs. GGS FlyQuest, they're alright. They're alright. Yeah, this is painful as a fan. So, I would say out of the teams here, I was like a low-key fan of Team Liquid because they had Hans Sammer, who I love. They had Core JJ, who I love. I liked Cloud9 because I liked the way that Berserker was playing. I kind of like 100 Thieves because I like Closer and FBI as players. EG, I'm kind of a fan of Danny and JoJo because they like the future of the West. Which is weird because I don't like Vetio that much as a player. It's weird. He just doesn't appeal for some reason. It's very weird. Anyway, but yeah, this is just sad. Like, look at this competitive region. 3-0, 3-0, 3-1, 3-0, 3-0. Like, it's a 3-2 because both teams played like shit. It's a 3-2 because both teams played like shit. Like, it's painful. I really hope EG win this. But also I really hope they don't because I'm a European fan and I want Europe to do better than NA. I'd love to see NA not make it out their group. I would love to see these groups and G2 order LCS. That would be hilarious. And I feel like 100 Thieves the others have a chance of doing that. But then I think 100 Thieves will just be order anyway, actually, even if they do make it. So I guess I'm just deluded. But, well, yeah, we'll see. It's... MSI is hotting up. It looks really good.